let's start off with just like a basic mount setup, triangle 2 mount. So, but first I wanted to go over just a couple details from your mount. There's all kinds of different ways you can play it. For me, I really like, when I get to mount, I'll get head control, and I really like cross my feet underneath like their butt right there, and just really like drive my hips in. Also, I don't like to be like square on with my weight, because if I'm square on, like she could hit that UPA escape and like roll me pretty easy this way. Because I really don't have a post, because I'll have to uncross my feet and try to untangle myself to post my leg, and this arm is going to get trapped either way. So when I get here, I'm skydiving, but I'm also leaning this way. I kind of driving this shoulder like across her face and going this way. So this way she can't hit that UPA escape. So even if she traps that arm, traps that leg, and tries to roll me that way, it's going to be super difficult. And that's when I can transition as well. So personally, this is the way I like to play mount. Like I said, there's all kinds of different ways you can do it. You don't even have to have head control, and you can skydive and really post. But for our triangle setup for this one, we'll start off here. So going here, lean in this way. Ideally what I want is to trap an arm first. Really there's a couple different ways to do that. So for whatever reason, some people will kind of get lazy with this arm and kind of hug around you. So just so you can see on this side, they'll hug. And then that's when it's really easy to set it up. If they don't, you're going to have to force them to do it. But I'll go over, if they just hug around your body, how to set it up from there. So I'm controlling, she's hugging around my body, she's uncomfortable because I'm driving my shoulder into her face. I'm really skydiving, driving my hips into their sternum, just trying to make them carry my weight. And she's hugging around. So all I have to do is bring this leg up. So I'm going to uncross my feet. I'm going to bring either side. I like to bring my left leg up. So here, here. And then from here, I keep this like kind of leg curled in right here, but I'm trying to keep like a good balance here. That way she can't just explode and push me over. So I'll still drive this shoulder here, but I'm more off to the side. So I'm doing my gangsta lean. So here, just making sure this doesn't, I don't get lazy with this, because that's when she's gonna shrimp and get you back in half guard. So like a lot of like small moving parts, but as you progress in jiu-jitsu, that's kind of the way it's gonna be. You're gonna have a lot more smaller steps. So I'm in my gangster lean, I'm hooking here, and then I'm looking to get wrist control here. Just like in closed guard, I could shove it down, do kind of like a pop triangle, or I can push it out. So first I'll go kind of a pop triangle style. So I'll get wrist control, I'm gonna bring it down. And then from there, I kind of bring this elbow up to my hip, that way I can start lifting her head. It all ends up being like one like motion. It's not like, it ends up nice and smooth here, pulling her up, and then bringing this one over the top, aiming to get my calf underneath the nape of her neck, or like my thigh right against her carotid there. So push in, boom. So you can see there's a lot of space here, but for your mounted triangle, like you can make a lot of small adjustments. She doesn't want me on top of her, so she'll be trying to roll me, but I have such a good position that it's not going to do her any good. And I can make my small adjustments from here. So I like to lean this way and pull her head up a little bit more and start driving this further in. If you can lock up the triangle there. You do put stress on the bottom leg, so, or not the leg, but like on the ankle, so it is a little risky. So if you can lock it in to where it's comfortable, I would. But say you get to this spot, but maybe somebody's wider and you just can't lock that in, at least put this knee next to this heel and pinch it in. So it actually ends up being kind of over the top of my foot, but I don't have it locked in. And that's when I'm probably not going to get the triangle, so I'll hit this armbar here. As far as the mounted armbar goes, like I like to pull it across the hip instead of trying to like do it from here. I pull it across this way. That's a lot easier. If they're not tapping to that, that's when you're going to go into your wrist lock. So not tapping, super easy to get the wrist lock from here. Just controlling the wrist. If she's trying to make a fist, I just need to really like collapse that. So I'll just hit the knuckles and kind of pull it this way. Dominate the elbow if I can, like right there, bam. Or I can just bring it straight down. Gooseneck, hyperflexing gooseneck style. Just bam. All right. That was a lot of little details, or a lot of technique there, but you're basically looking to hit your mounted triangle. So head control, I'm skydiving, I'm giving her my shoulder justice. Boom, here. She's hugging around my body, so I just bring that leg up, and I'm kind of lean, and see how this knee isn't on the mat anymore, but I do have it pinched leg curl here. Wrist control, shove it down, pull it up. Here, here. Now, an alternate way to finish would be to roll to my back. Ideally, I don't want to do that, but sometimes to lock in the triangle, you have to. So when I go to roll, I'll roll this way, away from the arm, and then I pull up on her head at the same time. So as I'm rolling, I switch the hand that's on the head to my shin, keep going. As she's trying to build her base, I'll lock it in. Ideally, I'll have it locked in before she gets to her knees. So once I get it locked in here, boom. And for triangles, I don't care. Like you'll hear a lot of people say, you gotta pull it across and then pull down on the head. I do not care where this arm is. As long as I can get a good angle, then I'll get the choke. So I have it locked in. I start to squeeze and I cut my angle. Scooping under the leg or scooping under the arm. So when I scoop under the leg, boom, it turns me, and then I just start giving it a nice little like bringing my knees closer together and squeezing. And see, that arm, it really doesn't matter. All right. This way. This way a little bit. Adjust. All right. So, I'm doing my skydive, head control, leaning. Like I said, I'm leaning this way so she can't hit that upa. She can't upa me this way. Unless she were to somehow have like long arms and pull it in. So I'm like this. She's hugging around my body, I bring it up. So here, good control here. I can shove it down, but that's what we did last time. So we'll shove it out. I feel like this one does take a little bit more flexibility because I have to be able to bring a jump rope over. So when I'm looking to jump rope, I'm gonna like pull her up, shoot this through. Looking for my mounted attacks, or pulling her head, rolling, switching to the shin, looking to lock it in before she builds her base. So on the head on here, if I have strong legs, I could get it here, especially if you pull down on the head. But I like to cut that angle. All right. One time fast.
Feels tighter when my arm's not across my neck.
So she says that it feels tighter when the arm's not across. It's going to be personal preference, but for it to be you must do this, I don't believe that at all. So, but that is the first technique for you, basic mount triangle setup.